Hello, this is Victor for Monday, May 22nd. Couldn't get a video out over the weekend because I had technical difficulties, but here it is. We're looking at the weekly chart. Starting out with the Dow, DIA. And as you can see, here's our current this week's candle right here. And several weeks ago, we had a bearish engulfing candle formation, and now we're trending lower. We're still within this wedge. RSI 2 is still pointing downward. So there's a chance that we may bounce to the bottom or to the 10 reading, which would then be oversold. And then we have to, depending how things are going, it either will break down or we'll get a bounce and possibly break out. So it's just something to watch. So right now, just sitting on the sidelines, just watching this play out. Looking at the SPY, we had a tweezers formation several weeks ago. Usually it indicates that there's a potential move up. We got that last week, and here we are today, right up in this little zone. We have a divergence forming here, which is something to be concerned about. So we may get a pullback down to this, which was once resistance, now is support. So on this trend line, so we'll have to watch and see how that plays out. Looking at the Qs, you can see RSI is very overbought. We're still trading higher. We may have a potential for this week's here, this candle for this week, getting up in this area. So let's watch that. Going to the Russells, we did get a breakout today. This is this week's candle versus last week. However, it's already heading up to the overbought zone. So we may tag this resistance line over here, or possibly see a break and then reverse. We'll just have to wait and watch. However, just keep in mind, in this zone here, this area, things are overvalued now, overbought, and look for a pullback for down here before considering getting in. So I'm just going to wait and watch and see if this plays out. Going over to the silver, we had a double top several weeks ago, and sure enough it pulled back, almost getting down to the 10 reading. Right now it's reading 12, so we may possibly get a push down, break below this trend line, and then I'll pull back up. So we'll have to wait and watch and see how this plays out. So for now, it's just we're almost getting a setup to enter as far as for SLV for myself. GLD, gold, you could see here also the RSI 2 down, hasn't gotten down to the 10 reading. We're right at the 15.23. And here's this week. We could probably see a move down to this support down over here. Going to USO oil, RSI is right in the middle here, trading sideways, and it's trading right slightly under the resistance line here. This is today's candle forming for this week. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays. Now, based on last week, with the week prior to that, we have a Harami formation. So if it can close the head above the price action of this here, or breakdown, that's going to determine usually the direction of the move here. So this is why it's neutral here, trying to decide which way it would go up. If the markets continue to go up, then oil may follow. Or if the markets pull back, the oil will then pull back because of the demand diminishing. And then finally, let's look at Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin. I was saying last week about the potential support here. We got to bounce a little bit. We're slightly back above the resistance. RSI 2 is right in the center, so we may probably see a bounce going around in the center of this here. So let's just watch that. And that's pretty much it for the weekly charts here. Hope you enjoyed it, and keep your eyes open for the next video. Thanks a lot. Take care.